Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Antonella. Most people call me Nella Bella or Bella Nella. Did I say it right? Whatever. And so whatever which way you want to call me, I'm okay with it. And so today we're going to talk about it is Forgiveness Friday or Freedom Friday. And on those days, I normally talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness has been a topic that is very, very dear to me, I guess I would say, or touchy, because I've dealt with unforgiveness for a long time in my life, and I felt that it would be important for me to share my struggles about it and how we can overcome it, because that is something that the enemy uses a lot. I've noticed a lot of people have unforgiveness in their heart, and that is a bitter root of bitterness grows out of it, anger, madness, and all these other bad things that can come from it. Okay, so we're gonna try to release it and allow God to come into our heart to forgive us, because He forgives us. So we also should have that same grace for other people that has hurt us or cause us pain or whatever. Okay, so anyways, today I wanted to do a story. I wanted to share a story with you guys, and you know, and I maybe, you know, I think I should write a book. A lot of people tell me I should write a book about my life, because there's so many things have happened that cause trauma. I mean, I think we've all had somewhat of trauma in our lives, but yeah, I wanted to share that with you, because that was also a struggle that I had at one point in my life, to forgive. And so here it goes. So when I was young, and I was, I think, a baby around that time, I was kidnapped. Yeah, I was kidnapped, and at I think I might have been maybe 3 months old. Okay, I'm gonna try to summarize it and not make this too long, but I'm just gonna try to get to the point with it. But it's a lot, and I've gotten bits and parts from different family members, like my dad, my mom's side, my grandmother, and my brother. Okay, and so I've gotten enough to understand and know what was going on, because when I was young, well, now I've noticed that I didn't have a lot of pictures of me when I was a baby, and I was asking my mom about it and stuff, and my grandma, and I was like, why don't I have a lot of pictures of me when I was a baby? And that's when I think my grandmother told me first, okay, about the situation of how it happened. And so when I was a baby, I was born in Canada, okay, and so my mother at the time with my father, she came from Haiti. He flew her to Miami, and what else? And so she had immigration issues and things like that. She had to get her papers and do all that stuff, you know, that you have to do to live in the country, right? So anywho, so I was born in Canada, then she flew to Florida and Miami. While there, she befriended a woman that became her best friend, and I think that was my godmother at one point. I'm not too sure, but I think she might have been. So anywho, she befriended this woman. They became really good friends. Now my mother needed to go back to Haiti for whatever reason. She needed to go back to do some work, okay, paperwork, whatever, I don't know. She just needed to go back right away. And so the woman, or her friend, we're gonna call her Rita, okay, just for the sake of the video. So Rita told her that she'll babysit me and take care of me, and when she comes back, you know, my mom can come get me back from her, or whatever it may be, whatever agreement it was. I'm assuming that it was something like that. Like, hey girl, don't worry, let me take care of your baby. I got you, girl, whatever. That's what I'm thinking the conversation went about. Anywho, my mom leaves. She leaves on me, a baby, with Rita. And so goes on, do her thing, whatever. Now Rita, on the other hand, now I wish I could get her side of the story, because I'm not gonna say this part yet, but I wish I knew what was going on in her mind at that time. But anywho, so Rita takes me, right, and take care of me or whatever, and she decides to leave or move to New York. Okay, she doesn't tell my mom anything, or anybody, or any family member anything. She just moves and leaves with me with no notice, no notification, no nothing. She just leaves, moves to New York, like takes over, like I'm her daughter. I'm no longer somebody else's daughter. I'm her, daughter. She had her own family. I think she had maybe 2 boys, based on the pictures, okay? Because I didn't know what was going on because I was a baby. But she moves on to New York with her man, or whatever. Tells her man that that's his baby, and he believes it and whatnot. So I'm with this new family in New York. My mom has no idea what's going on. She's calling her nonstop, and she never answers the phone. Matter of fact, she probably changed her phone number, or cut her phone off, whatever it was. And so my mom is freaking out in Haiti, but there's so little that she can do. And just imagine, at the time they didn't have that much technology that we have now. So you just relying on the phone, to reach somebody. And she's in Haiti, so she doesn't know what's going on. She just know that she can no longer reach the person that she left me with, And so I think words get out, and my dad hears about it. I think my dad and my mom wasn't really together at the time. I'm not sure their relationship status, but then he finds out, or she tells him about it, and he's like livid. He's upset. He's mad. Based on when I asked him, he was like so upset about it. He couldn't believe she left me with my mom left me with a stranger. And so anyways, Rita goes on living life, like I'm her daughter. I think she wanted a daughter, or couldn't have any more children. And that is why, that was the motive of her kidnapping me and putting on this facade for her man, telling him that I was his daughter. And so that was the story there. And so fast forward, my dad knows a lot of people around, and people were talking, he knew people. And so eventually they track her, and this is like months, okay? This is not like overnight. This is like months. So I probably was with this lady maybe like, I don't know, maybe, so I was maybe 2 to 3 months when she kidnapped me. But then I was with her for like maybe 6, 7 months. I don't know, but I was walking by the time I think they found me, okay? So anywho, fast forward, they find this lady, okay? My father was able to track her in New York, some apartment, some area in New York. This is based off what my dad told me, okay? So my dad finds her, and he was with my mom. He brought my mom with her. Like, they didn't tell her any. Of course, they're not gonna tell the lady anything, or they didn't have the sheriff or the police. They didn't call the police, from what my dad said. They go knock on the door, knock on her door, and to her surprise, she is like shocked, like, oh my God, like, what y'all doing here? Like, I'm just trying to reenact how I think it went. It might have not went that way, okay, guys? But I'm so animated sometimes. But I'm just trying to think of how this lady looked, okay? I'm sure she was like shocked, okay? So she sees my dad, my mom, and my dad is mad. He's furious. He wants to like beat her up, I think, I'm sure. He said he was so pissed. Now, what saved the lady, okay? Because my mom told me, she was like, she was taking care of you. You was like a little princess. You had everything. It was just so beautiful. Your room, she took good care of you. So it's not like I was malnourished or I was being beaten or like, you know what I'm talking about. Like I had everything, okay, as a little child. Like it looked like I was just her heart. Like I just had everything I needed. So my mother, because of that, she didn't press charges on her or kind of felt bad maybe, because I'm not sure, because I asked my mother, but anywho, my mother said there was one situation where she said that she picked me up and automatically she felt that mother-daughter bond. And when Rita, because we're gonna call her Rita, tried to pick me back up or pick me up from my mother or whatever, like see if I was gonna go to her, she said that I did not want to touch this lady. I did not. I was crying. I was like, I wanted to stay on my mother, which is so weird because I grew up with this stranger, and all of a sudden my, I guess, real mother comes, and now I just don't want to get away from her. Like I want to stay on my mother. You know how kids are, like babies, they just want to stay on their mom or whatever. But I didn't even grow up with her, so I don't know. Maybe it is like that mother-daughter intuition kind of thing going on, or connection. So anywho, that really broke the lady's heart, because of course you have this child, and all of a sudden this child does not want to even touch you or go on you and crying. So you're like, what the hell? But what do you expect? You're not my mother, right? Anywho, fast forward, they leave from this place. They get what they can get. I don't think they even wanted to get anything from this lady. I guess they just wanted me. My dad wanted to press charges. My mom didn't want to. Matter of fact, my mom forgave her. I don't know if she forgave her that same exact day or time that it happened, but she forgave her. She like kind of thanked her in a way, because she didn't, mistreated me. Like I was fine. I was more than fine. I probably was better off. But yeah, so anywho, fast forward, because they got me back, and at the time my mother was really unstable, from what I can understand and gather up, and my grandmother, my mom's mother, felt I don't want to say she didn't like her, but she felt like she was unfit from me asking her. She was like, I took over you. And that was in Canada. She took over me. She took, I want to say, custody of me, or temporary custody, until my mom got her stuff together. And so she took me in, brought me to Canada, and I lived with my grandmother ever since. And I know my mom probably wanted me back at times, but my grandmother kind of took over. When I understood, because I stayed with my grandmother till I was like 13, maybe 11, 13 years old. From there, like I didn't really see my mother after that. So where am I getting to with all this? Because there was some resentment, I just felt some type of way towards how, like, my mother, like, forgiving this woman. I just couldn't understand when I asked her about it. I was like, why would you forgive her? Like, I would be so enraged. I would be so upset and be mad at a woman stealing and kidnapping my child. Like, really? Think I'm gonna forgive you? But again, I had to reevaluate and think why would she? Because like when she explained how the state and condition that I was in, I wasn't hurt, I was well kept, I was clean, and this woman, she didn't mistreat me, and she loved me so much. But you know, it was just out of desperation that she did what she did. But it also, you know, showed me, okay, wow, my mom has a heart. Like, how do you forgive someone that just kidnapped your child? Like, you know what I mean? Until this day, and I'll talk a little bit more about it because I got to meet my kidnapper. I don't want to call her kidnapper. I call her Rita for the sake of this video, but you know, I don't want to call her that because it's just, you know, I don't want to make her seem like a bad woman. Maybe, I don't know. It's just so weird because I got to meet her, and I'll talk about this on another video. And matter of fact, I got to meet her son, the son that I was like his sister. And we have pictures, and maybe I'll put some pictures of this either on another video or maybe this video. But yeah, I have pictures of them, and they live in Atlanta somewhere. But yeah, that's my story. I don't know if I have anything towards the lady. I forgive her, I guess. I don't know if it's for me to forgive her. I think it was more towards my mom. I felt like, okay, why are you forgiving said woman? But again, you gotta forgive other people. And that's my story of the day, guys. I didn't want to make it too long because I could read it, I could, you know, tell y'all story upon stories and stories because I got so much to talk about. But that's all for today, guys. And if you have any questions, I guess you can comment below, ask me some question. Again, I had to summarize it for the sake of the video, not make it too long. But that's my kidnapping story, I guess, right? We all been through something, but this was one. I was like, wow, I was kidnapped. My God. Thank you, Lord. You know what? It wasn't, first of all, I was like, you know, sometimes I do think about, what if, like, my mom never, like, really looked for me, and I stayed with this woman, and I didn't know she was my real mom, but I was thinking she was my mom. Like, how would life would have been? Like, how would my life be? Like, I wouldn't even know my real family. I probably would later on, because eventually a kid, you know, you want to find your true identity, and then you're going to see there's things that are not matching. Like your birth certificate, or if I needed to go to work, maybe she wouldn't have those documents. But I'm like, what kind of person would I have been? Like, those come into my mind sometimes. I'm like, maybe I could have been with her. Maybe I would have been a different person, like rich or something. I don't know. Anywho, I am done, you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. And remember, God loves you, and I love you too. Bye.